Alright, this is a long overdue video because this is going to talk about, as the title says, how I rate and review books. And I know when I started this channel I probably should have done this video, the second video, but I just didn't think about it. Because my old channel, BFMH22, is still up, but I didn't cancel it because I forgot the password. So I don't know how to get into it. So I'm just leaving that up, and I started this channel over, and I did a video on how I rate books, because it's not like I just give it a number. I have a process on how I analyze my books, and I don't do a blog because I don't have time for a blog. Videos are just quicker, and especially with the webcam now, it's quicker. So let's get started. When I decide what book I'm going to read, because I read books from every genre, pretty much every genre. So it depends on what mood I'm in. Like right now I'm reading Mr. Monster and going to start Ophelia Speaks. So it just kind of depends on my mood and what I feel like reading. But I have a process on how I review books. I love books. I've loved books since I was little. So part of this channel is just for me to share books and my thoughts on books, and because there's so many good books out there to read that it's overwhelming, and there's always new books being written. So yeah, that was just kind of the basis for this channel. So I based my ratings on 5 out of 5, obviously. 5 being like phenomenal, blew me away from the beginning to the end, was just phenomenal. 4s are like pretty good. Sorry, I need to get my notes closer. It's a great book, meaning it's a great book. It's just a really good read and very enjoyable on my part. A 3 is still good. It's worthwhile. It's worth checking out. It didn't like impress me as much as a 5 would, but it's still a good review. A 2 is like, it's a good read. It's good. It's okay. It's not my cup of tea most of the time, or there's just a lot of things that I just didn't like. And a 1 is I didn't like it at all. It may have been like a sliver of something I liked, but 1s are usually books I don't like, and I rarely give 1s. I noticed that. It's because a lot of times sometimes I find something good, at least something good that I liked. So yeah. And then things I kind of look at in my thinking. Now, I watch other YouTubers' reviews, obviously, and I try not to have that as too much of an influence on what I think of the book. I just kind of use that as, okay, does this book sound good? What did this person think of the book? That kind of thing. Like if they said, wow, this is an awesome book, you should read it, then I'll probably most likely write it down and look for it next time. But I try not to use like their opinions on the books. I try not to have that influence anything, but I just kind of think of, I don't know, never mind. But also, yeah. And then I look at like the characters. In my one book review, Bad Apple by Laura Ruby, that I just reviewed a couple videos ago, the main character in there is what saved the book, because the character was just so likable, so relatable. And like if characters are like that they're well developed enough where you feel like you know the person, then that pretty much gives the book a high rating too, because it's a character that I enjoyed reading about. And I do like books too that are written in first person, just because it's more so that someone's telling you the story. But I read other books that are written in third person, but I would prefer it written in first person. And I always look at the plot. Is the plot unique? Is it something that hasn't been done over and over again? Is it well developed too? Like, is it not predictable? Like, I don't like books that are predictable, because you're reading it and you're like, wow, this is good, and then you throw in something that you probably would have, like, you know what's gonna happen. Books with twists and like turns like that, and like turns, and like you think one way and then an event happens, or somebody does something or says something, and then it completely changes. That's what I like. I like books that are not predictable. I also, the writing style, the display of the book. Like, is it written in verse? Is it written in all lowercase? How are the chapters? You know what I mean? How it's Whoa. Sorry, my computer went dark. How is it written? How is it broken up when the chapter breaks come? That kind of thing. How does the author write? Does the author, just, like, how can I explain this? How does the author describe the characters and stuff? How does the author, put the story together, pretty much? And then impressions, like, from... My thing is, if you read, like, the first chapter of a book, you can probably figure out if you're gonna like it or not, usually. And I always look at, like, after I'm done reading a book, I always sometimes, if it's something that was really good, like if it's a 5, I always stop and think about it. Especially if it's a 5 or a 4, because that means they were just really, really good. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of what I look at. It's not like I think, oh, I don't like this book, I'm gonna give it a 1. No. I just kind of look at different things, because I need to be fair, and I can't just take other people's opinions and make it, you know, because I review lots of different books on this channel, and a lot of books that I have aren't very new. They're not a lot of books that I see people reading now. Like, I'm not into the vampire genre at all, unless it's like historical vampires or something like that, because, like, I don't know, I just never got into that. Like, yeah, I just don't know. I really don't know. So it just kind of depends on what I'm feeling like, I guess. Yeah, and like, my books are not all like YA. They're not all one particular genre. It's everything. I have nonfiction, you know, fantasy, sci-fi, realistic fiction, historical fiction, classic literature. Yeah, it can go on and on, but this is just kind of just so you guys can see my thinking, and I know I should have put it up after my introduction video, so sorry if it's late, but yeah. Yeah, hopefully I'll have another book review up soon. I just reviewed 8th Grade Bites, the first in the Chronicles of Vladimir Tod, and that was a pretty decent book. I had a hard time giving it a rating because, yeah, we'll just go watch the video. So thank you for watching. I'm sorry this is so long, but I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.